Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, February 21st, 2020. Welcome to another eBay video. We have several important topics that I want to discuss tonight, including the eBay buyer from hell, cancellations, a record sales weekend, and 5 questions that eBay sellers dread to hear from prospective buyers. So those are our main topics for the day. We're going to start off, as we always do, with your questions, comments, and concerns from last week's video. Synchron wrote about counter offers. Hey Joe, I've had this happen with counter offers for years. They try and sneak free shipping in. I decline and block them also. Denver Flipperer also wrote about counter offers. I fell for the free shipping comment a long time ago when I think they first started the make an offer thing. I honored it and I counted it as a lesson I'd paid to learn. Never again. Couple of more comments on counter offers. Joe Blake wrote, eBay is very clear on offers and that shipping is non-negotiable. I'm not sure if they have the same note on the counter offer page, but I know they do for the best offer. Donna T wrote, thanks for the tip on counter offers. Does your squirrel guard work? Yes, my squirrel guard does work. E-Curb wrote about a bad seller. That bad seller just upped his game. His feedback is now at 38.5%. E-Curb is referring to the seller I exposed last week with a 41% positive feedback rating, which is deplorable. You know, guys, that still bums me out. You may remember many years ago, I guess it was around 7 years ago, eBay did a purge of underperforming sellers. I know people who had 96 and 97% that were booted off the site. And here you got a guy with 41, now 38, humming along like nothing's wrong. On reporting buyers, R. Dennis wrote, in our almost 20 years on eBay, there are 2 links we have found completely useless. Report buyer and report item. Wasted efforts. Dennis Copper replied to him and said, did you ever see a wire that is cut on the other end? That is where those links go. I want every good seller to visualize that. Now you have a proper picture. You know, guys, you guys who know me know I love eBay. I encourage everybody to sell on eBay. But fair is fair and right is right. And I do believe that those 2 links are dead links. They don't seem to do anything. Sorry to say, but you know Joey, he comes out here and he calls it like it is. Alan Cessny wrote in with an interesting question about a protection plan on eBay. He writes, hello Joe, thank you for another great video. I have a question about a fishy eBay thing. I noticed on a few of my auctions that the buyer can check a box to receive a 3-year protection plan. This item I'm selling is $39.95 with free shipping, and the 3-year plan is $3.34. My question is, who's getting this money? I know I'm not. Funny thing is that one of my items that has about a 1% return rate. My feeling is that eBay knows what items have a very low return rate, and then eBay offers buyers a protection plan. A very low risk for eBay in my opinion. Very fishy. I'd love to hear your opinion on this. Thanks again and keep up the good work. You know, I'm not quite sure what you're getting at. Are you saying that on your listings that you have listed on eBay, you can clearly see this option? Because it doesn't happen on any of my items that I know of. However, I purchased an item a few weeks ago. It was a component, it was hardware, and when I purchased the item, a pop-up screen did come up similar to what you're describing, and I thought that was seller initiated, and I just discounted it. So I'd like to know a little bit more about that. For instance, if you have a listing that we can currently see that right now, drop me a link. I'd like to see that because it's something that I would like to share with the rest of the good people. PRR Modeler wrote an interesting comment. Had to add something that just happened and I'm seeing it more. Had a buyer receive the item and stated that the corner of the package has some issue, a Hot Wheels car. I responded with an apology and an offer of returning the item. The answer, no, but a discount may be in order. I responded with, that is against our policy. The next message is, well, I might have to leave a review. I didn't respond from there. I reported them and added them to my block bidders list. Checked his history and found to be a supposedly new member as of January 2020. Lots of purchases with him not leaving a single feedback on any. I can almost guarantee that he got booted and is now using a new ID. Just thought I'd share. I understand what you're saying, PRR Modeler. What you're saying is that this apparently newbie, this new eBayer, sure knows the ropes and knows his way around eBay. And yes, I have noticed that myself. I don't know what to attribute it to, but it is an interesting thing you pointed out there. Michael Mateus wrote a comment that I liked. Of all my 1,300 plus purchases, I have never returned not even one purchase. When I make my mind up, that is that. That is how adults are supposed to behave. I read the listings and I make my decision. Michael, I wish we had more people like you on eBay. All right? That is the way adults should behave. Instead of all these nonsense cancellations and returns I'll be talking about shortly. Daniel Scales wrote a general comment. A few things on previous video. Number one, I agree with Joe. While some sellers left eBay, a lot more have joined within the past year. Number two, most returns are opened within the first 14 days of product receipt. No more than 1 to 2% are attempted to be opened after 30 days. I don't quite agree with you about the first 14 days, because I do get a lot after that. Number three, a new issue. Refunds on returns have been failing since past Friday for those of us on managed payments. As of Tuesday afternoon, not fixed yet. Daniel, I have not heard about that, but truthfully, as you know, I'm not in managed payments, and I thank God every day that I'm not, because this week alone, I made at least 10 sales through eBay's global shipping program. And those of you who do ship internationally know that those sales are usually top dollar sales, and I would hate to lose those sales. Marie wrote about bad sellers. Thanks, Joe. eBay must kick idiots off like this. I sadly have been getting bad experiences with other sellers. Biggest is slow shipping. Takes 2 to 3 days longer to ship, and sadly describing items as new when it's not. Also, if you smoke, keep your crap out of your house, and if you think you can conceal your nasty habit, not. You should state items come from a smoking home. The one thing I have noticed is some sellers are very slow to ship their items. I encountered one again this week where I purchased something. What is the big deal? I think everybody should send their items out next day at the very least. Okay, maybe 2 days, but that's it. Some people are waiting 5 and 6 days. It's just ridiculous. The last comment I'm going to read is from Jason Neal. It's a channel comment. Hi, Joe. Thank you for the great videos. In my opinion, they're much better use of my time than watching The Masked Singer or The Bachelor. To the viewers who are U.S. sellers, I have great shopping experiences with U.S. sellers. Thank you so much for drinking from the Fox News Cup of Life. Awesome sellers. Keep on listening. Before I get into the main topics, I'm going to stop and take my first drink from the Fox News Cup of Life. This is the Fox News Cup of Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Yeah. Okay, guys. We have several important topics that I want to cover today. The eBay buyer from hell, I'm going to leave that to the last topic because that's a really long story. It might take me 10 minutes to actually tell you the whole thing. And I know some of you might not want to stay on board that long, so we'll skip that for now. I'll jump into cancellations. Something some of you guys have talked about recently is the big upswing in cancellations. I noticed it again this week. I had one on Wednesday. The person purchased an item from me at around 7:00 p.m. Wednesday. It was a dog item, and I was glad to see it go. But within 5 minutes, I had a cancellation request from this person with 0 feedback, which goes back to the comment that I read earlier where newbies seem to know the ins and outs of eBay. How this newbie buyer could buy my item and request a cancellation only minutes later is beyond me. But what I decided to do was make them wait. This is my new modus operandi anytime someone cancels. If they cancel within the first hour, I will, in fact, agree to the cancellation. But I will not agree to the cancellation right away. I will wait at least 20 hours. So in this case, the person purchased the item at 7:00 in the evening. I didn't do anything. Later on, I went to bed, got up the next day, did my normal routine, and I agreed to the cancellation at approximately 3:00 p.m. I feel they're going to jerk me around. Hey, I'm going to make them wait a little bit. Because fair is fair. I'll agree to the cancellation, but I don't have to agree to it within 5 minutes. This past weekend was a record weekend for me. Probably because it was the President's Day weekend and a lot of people had off on Monday. My sales were crazy good Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So good that I'm going to do the unprecedented thing, and I'm going to show you a picture of my sales for the weekend right now. So yeah, it was a very good weekend, and I'm very satisfied with my sales. Next, I have a little bit of a fun topic. 5 questions from buyers eBay sellers fear the most. I have compiled a list of 5 questions that I myself fear the most. I think you guys will agree on many of them, but maybe not all of them. So, in this order, starting with the worst, I am going to read you the 5 questions that I, as an eBay seller, fear the most from prospective eBay buyers. Number 1, how low will you go, or what is the rock bottom price on this item? We have talked about this many times in the past, guys, and it's my personal opinion that when you get that, run as fast as you can, because no sale will ever be consummated. That person is not a serious buyer or buyer of any kind. Number 2, please measure the outside diameter as well as the inside diameter in centimeters. Please be as precise as possible so I will know if these will work for me. This really drives me crazy because I sell a lot of alloy wheel center caps. Alloy wheel center caps are designed for one wheel only, the wheel they were made for. So I say that in my description, and I almost always also include a picture of the wheel. So if I get a message like this, I know that the person is going to try and make them fit a wheel other than the way they're designed for. And I absolutely refuse to measure anything because I do not want to sell to that person, because if they do buy it and find they can't use it, they're going to probably damage it and return it to me and possibly file a false snag claim. So that is why I despise when people want me to measure things in centimeters. Number 3, would you overnight this item to me? Let me know the shipping charges. Absolutely not. 2 things I've learned in life. Number 1, rush deals never work. Number 2, the charge for overnight shipping is astronomical. often 4 or 5 times the value of the item. Number 4, I see you're selling a particular item for $100. I have the same item. How much would you give me for mine? I will bring this item to your retail location and we can do the deal off eBay. No, absolutely not. That really bums me out when I get that one, because people are too lazy to list their item on eBay and do the work. Plus, they know ahead of time the price that I'm charging for my item, and they want almost what I'm charging without doing any work, and it's never going to happen. Also, while we're on this topic, in the old days, when people would email you to do stuff off eBay like that, there was a link in the email where you could report the email. That link is no longer there and hasn't been there for the longest time. But if any of you guys know how to report an email like that through the eBay contact system, please tell me in the comment section below. And lastly, number 5, I'm interested in your item that you're asking $500 for, but I live in Scamistan and the GSP is too expensive. Ship to me directly and I will wire the monies to your bank account. Tell me your bank routing number. Don't do it. Don't ever engage in any behavior like that. That's not a real common question that I get, but I get it occasionally, and I know some of you do too. So guys, those are my 5 questions that I most dread from prospective eBay buyers. Please, in the comments section, let me know what ones you agree with, what ones you don't agree with, or comment some of your own that I haven't listed. Now guys, we're going to talk about the eBay buyer from hell. I'm sure you've all encountered a difficult eBay buyer. It happens. I have always said, and I continue to say, that 99.9% of eBay buyers are good, honest people. I don't dispute that or doubt that for a second. However, like with everything else, you're going to occasionally meet that bad seed. So I am going to tell you about the worst eBay buyer I have had in as long as I can remember. This guy is so over the top, it almost defies logic. I have to explain the deal exactly as it went down, so it's going to be a bit of a long story, but I think you'll all enjoy it. This concerns an item that I would consider a dog item. I had it listed on eBay for quite some time for $30 plus $15 shipping. It was a quantity listing where you could buy 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So a few weeks ago, I sent out best offers on a bunch of items, including this item. I sent out the best offer for $25 each plus the $15 shipping. Of course, the buyer could select 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So I receive a counter offer from a buyer, and the counter offer is for $80, but he did not do it the correct way. I scrolled down and I read, and he wrote, I will offer you $80 for 4 of these hubs with shipping included. Now you guys know that is not the right way to do it. You must not include free shipping. Free shipping is not included, okay? You can't do it that way. So if he wanted to spend, let's just say $80 with the shipping included, he should have made me an offer, number 1, for let's say $40. Let's say he should have made the offer for maybe $50 plus $30 shipping. But a second mistake he made was in the quantity. He selected quantity 1, not quantity 4. So now here's where it's going to get a little bit tedious, okay? Number 1, he should have selected quantity 4. Then for the price, he should have selected, let's say, $10 each. That would have been $40. And let's just say the shipping was $40. That would have been $80 total. But he went about the thing totally incorrectly by offering me $80 for one piece and wanting free shipping. So I looked at this and I realized he did it totally incorrectly. But like I said, this was a dog item, and honestly, I had a weak moment. And that part's on me. I had a weak moment. So I decided to accept his offer. I figured I could click accept the offer, send him an invoice for the $80, and the shipping was showing as $15 because he only selected quantity of one. So I said, when I send him the invoice, I will charge him the $80, I'll back out the shipping and set that to 0 and send the invoice for $80. So I tried to do that, but eBay would not let me do it. The invoice kept coming up as $95, okay? I could not back out that shipping no matter what I did. So I called concierge, I showed them what was going on, and they said to me, the lady said to me, there's something wrong here. I really need to get in contact with the IT department, and it's going to take 24 hours for them to get back to you. I said, well, that's not going to work. I'm not waiting 24 hours, I said. I need an answer now. I said, I'm a top-rated seller, and if this deal goes through, I have to ship these things out tomorrow. So she says, really considering that, the best thing to do is cancel the deal, cancel the transaction, relist the item at the sale price that you want to do for this buyer, and take it from there. So that sounded reasonable. Oh my God, I've run way over the time limit today, and I apologize for that. But guys, sometimes I have a lot of information that I feel is important to you that I think will help you in being better eBay sellers. Also, I'm very happy that the sun is coming out through the clouds today. Yes, that is the sun. That is the sun, a very infrequent visitor on the Crazy New York Driver Show, and I'm so happy to have the sun. It's freezing out here. It's about 30 degrees, but I don't mind the cold at all. I'll take it as long as I get the sun. So guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thank you for watching this video. Each week I come out here and I make these videos to try and help you be successful on eBay. If you think I'm doing a good job, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on point and appreciated. If you don't think I did a good job, tell me in the comments section what you want me to address, and I'll be glad to do it next week if possible. Remember, I'm a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I'm still making money online. I've solved a lot of problems. I have absolutely never worn a mask. I never will. I've never resorted to distorting my voice. That's unscrupulous. Hey, I'm a CEO and a CFO of my own company. So yeah, guys, I hope all of you go out there and make a ton of money on eBay. A ton. If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, you know what to do. I also want you all to rock on and peace. Yeah. So, I guess it's time now that we take a drink from the good old Fox News Cup of Life before I do my closing. Let me once again get the most revered Fox News Cup of Life. This is the Fox News Cup of Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. All right, guys. That's basically all I have to tell you right now. I have 3 words I have to tell you. They're very important words, and I'd like all of you to heed them. And those 3 words are you ready? Are you ready for this? Don't be bitchy! Yeah! We had a lot of birds this week, didn't we?